Simon Cowell is known around the world as one of television's toughest talent judges. Calm, blunt, and rarely emotional, he has built a reputation for judging performances without sentiment. That is why the moment he appeared visibly moved by Susan Boyle, he shocked millions of viewers. What could bring the famously unflappable judge to tears? Susan's rise from an unknown singer in a quiet Scottish town to a global sensation had already inspired audiences everywhere. But behind that remarkable journey lies a deeper story, one involving resilience, compassion, and a powerful moment that revealed a very human side of success. Simon Cowell has long been known for his tough exterior and sharp critiques, rarely showing vulnerability on television. So, when he unexpectedly broke down in tears, it caught the world by surprise. The emotional moment happened during a heartfelt conversation about Susan Boyle, the singer who had stunned audiences with her voice and her story. His tears were not just about her performance or talent, but something far deeper, something that spoke to compassion and genuine understanding. This breakdown occurred years after Susan's initial success, highlighting that Simon's feelings had grown and deepened over time. He was overwhelmed by the challenges Susan had faced both before and after her sudden rise to fame. The incident took place during a televised interview where Simon reflected on what he had witnessed, an extraordinary journey filled with hope, hardship, and resilience. His tears symbolized the emotional weight of watching someone's life unfold far beyond the public eye. Simon admitted that Susan's story touched him unlike any other contestant he had ever encountered. Beyond her remarkable singing, it was her courage and perseverance that moved him most profoundly. For a man who has seen countless acts come and go, Susan represented something rare and beautiful, a reminder of the human spirit's capacity to overcome obstacles. His tears held both pride and sorrow, a mixture of emotions rooted entirely in empathy. Critics and fans alike noted the sincerity in Simon's reaction. His role as a judge often demands emotional detachment, yet in that moment he allowed himself to be completely vulnerable. It revealed a side of him that rarely surfaces, a man who feels deeply and recognizes the complexities of life that no talent show can fully capture. It was a powerful reminder that success is never simple and that fame can carry unseen and heavy burdens. Susan Boyle was born in Blackburn, West Lothian, Scotland. Her early life was shaped by humble surroundings and numerous hardships. Raised in a working-class family with several siblings, she faced challenges that many could relate to, but few would later witness alongside such extraordinary fame. From a young age, Susan developed a deep passion for music, yet her opportunities were limited by both economic and social circumstances. She was diagnosed with learning difficulties as a child, a fact that led to misunderstandings and sometimes unfair judgments from those around her. These challenges affected her schooling and her social interactions, often leaving her feeling like an outsider. Yet, rather than being discouraged, those early hurdles seemed to fuel a quiet determination within her, a resolve to prove her worth through talent and kindness. Susan's upbringing in a small town, combined with her shy and reserved personality, meant she lived much of her youth almost entirely anonymously. Her dream of singing was personal and private, far removed from the spotlight she would later inhabit. She worked as a charity volunteer and lived a modest life, never imagining the world stage that awaited her decades later. Despite her soft-spoken demeanor, Susan nurtured a profound love for musical theater and classical music throughout her life. She took part in local performances and sang in church, steadily honing her voice away from public view. These pursuits were a deep source of joy and comfort in a life that was often marked by isolation. Her family experienced significant difficulties over the years. Her parents faced serious health problems, and Susan took on the responsibility of caring for them through their decline. These obligations shaped her strength and her modesty, and they became central threads woven through her character. Susan's story is not just about talent. It is about endurance and the quiet ability to find beauty within life's most difficult chapters. Susan Boyle's audition for Britain's Got Talent in 2009 instantly became one of the most unforgettable moments in reality television history. Quiet and unassuming, she walked onto the stage wearing a simple dress, hardly fitting the typical mold of a star. The audience's whispers and skeptical murmurs reflected a widespread underestimation based on nothing more than her humble appearance. From the very first notes of I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables, the atmosphere in the room shifted dramatically. Her powerful, emotive voice stunned the judges, the audience, and viewers at home worldwide. The contrast between her modest look and her extraordinary talent created a moment of pure, unforgettable surprise. Simon Cowell, known for his often blunt critiques, was visibly stunned. He admitted later that he was completely unprepared for the flood of emotion her voice unleashed in him. The standing ovation and tears seen that night demonstrated that this was far more than a mere audition. It was a transformative moment for everyone present. The global response was overwhelming. The video of her audition quickly went viral, sparking conversations about beauty, talent, and the dangers of judging a book by its cover. Susan became an instant symbol of hope, proving that genuine talent and authenticity could break through even the most deeply held stereotypes. The media dubbed her a sensation overnight, but Susan remained grounded despite the whirlwind surrounding her. Her humility and graciousness only deepened the public's affection. She represented a triumph not just of voice, but of spirit and perseverance. For Simon, that night was a turning point in his career as a talent judge. It reminded him and the world that the entertainment industry is as much about heart and story as it is about skill and presentation. Susan's audition forced a reevaluation of what it truly means to be a star and challenged the often superficial standards of fame. Simon Cowell's connection with Susan Boyle evolved from a typical judge-contestant interaction into something far deeper and more meaningful. Initially, his reaction to her audition was one of genuine surprise, but with time, respect and admiration blossomed on both sides. Unlike many relationships that come and go in the world of talent competitions, there's developed into a unique friendship grounded in mutual understanding. Simon became not just an evaluator of talent, but a confidant and a genuine supporter. He witnessed firsthand how Susan's humility and resilience contrasted sharply with the pressures and glitz of show business. Over time, he openly acknowledged that her presence reminded him of the power of vulnerability, a refreshing counterpoint to the fast-paced world of celebrity culture. Their connection transcended conventional roles and touched on profound shared human experiences. Susan, for her part, deeply appreciated Simon's honesty and the way he championed her talent during challenging moments. In interviews, she acknowledged that his initial praise had been a turning point that validated her years of dedication. Their relationship became a source of strength for her, helping her navigate the steep learning curve of international celebrity. Simon's belief in her was more than a professional endorsement. It was a profound gesture of genuine human connection. Susan Boyle's abrupt rise to international stardom brought unforeseen challenges that extended far beyond her powerful voice. Suddenly thrust into the global spotlight, she faced intense scrutiny from media, fans, and critics alike. This pressure magnified the internal struggles she had carried quietly through the years, testing her emotional and mental resilience. Fame's bright light often cast shadows that were harder to escape. The relentless media coverage was not always compassionate. Some headlines focused on her appearance or her quirks rather than her extraordinary talent. This imbalance created additional emotional strain that was difficult for anyone to bear, let alone someone accustomed to a quiet, private life. Simon watched these developments closely, recognizing the weight that these pressures placed on Susan. His role shifted again from judge and supporter to protector in many ways. He expressed concern about the intense attention and the impact it could have on someone so private and reserved. His empathy deepened as he witnessed the very real human cost that accompanied her transformation into a celebrity. Susan's openness about her own mental health difficulties was groundbreaking. She spoke candidly about anxiety and how the spotlight could be both exhilarating and deeply isolating. This honesty helped destigmatize mental health discussions, particularly as they related to celebrities and public figures. It invited audiences to see beyond the glamour and recognize the struggles that can exist behind it. Throughout these trials, Simon remained a steady presence, offering both advice and emotional support. His concern for her well-being was a testament to the bond they had built, one that extended well beyond the stage and the television cameras. Susan Boyle's journey has been marked not only by fame and success, but also by significant health and personal challenges that rarely made headline news. She has spoken openly about living with Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism spectrum disorder that affects social interaction